Ooh, this is gonna be a mess. Can't believe I'm doing this. Ooh, it's your boy Ryan, and welcome to the channel for this super embarrassing thing that I'm doing for no reason. Subscribe to me, I am poor. Whew. So I found this old CD-ROM that had all of this High School Musical fan fiction that I wrote when I was 13 or 14 years old. So this was like 2007, 2008. This was right in the thick of the High School Musical craze. It was a pandemonium. It was a literal pandemic of iconicity. And so I said, you know what? Let's just read this crap. Let's put it on the camera, read the crap. So this is the first one I wrote. This is how I stepped on the scene in a very big way. It's called I Think I Love My Worst Enemy. Let me read to you the synopsis just so you can kind of know what to expect here. Troy and Gabriella hate each other, which is not canon, but when they have to share a room on a field trip, will they start liking each other or hate each other even more? Please note, I did not put a question mark after that, I put a period. Chapter 1 Field Trip Info. Gripping title. Troy Bolton was walking through the halls of East High with his basketball team when he saw Gabriela Montez at her locker. As he walked past her, he whispered nerd and continued walking. Shut up, Gabriella yelled at Troy. The halls fell quiet. Ooh, I'm so scared, Troy said sarcastically. Gabriella glared at him while she said, shut up or I'll... Troy interrupted her. Get your little numerical math minions to attack me. Punch him, pie. I don't... Whew, yikes. You don't even know what number pi represents, Gabriella said, as if she was telling the truth, which she was. Why did I phrase it like that? Yes, I do. It's some decimal, Troy said as he walked off. He bumped Gabriella's shoulder. Count to 10, Gabriella thought. 1, 2, 10. Gabriella started running towards Troy, but he turned around, took a step back, and watched Gabriella fall down. Now, I don't know what she was going to do when she got to her target, but just imagining Troy and Gabriella in the East High hallways, and then Gabriella just charges him like a bull. What could she have possibly done to him? The whole hallway bursted out with a jolt of laughter. Embarrassed, Gabriella got up and said, kiss my butt. She ran off into her homeroom, which was Troy's homeroom too. It reads like a children's book. The basketball team congratulated Troy on his mighty defeat over the nerd kind. That's right. You bully one nerd, you take them all down, right? Students, Mrs. Id said. Now listen, outside of this fanfiction, I was writing stories, like, for fun as well. So I think I was just creatively spent when I decided to name this teacher Mrs. Id. That is IDD. It's giving me stress-related symptoms to have to say that, so I'm going to just change her name to Miss Anderson, okay? We're going to call it a daggone day. Students, Miss Anderson said, we are taking a field trip to Disney World in Orlando, Florida. You will have to pay $100 to go, and we'll pay the rest. This is pure fantasy. If you would like to go but don't have the money, we will see what we can do. Pure fantasy. The basketball, soccer, and volleyball teams go without a charge. So does the Scholastic Decathlon team. Pure fantasy. You will be sharing a room with 3 other people. 2 males and 2 females. For those teams that I announced are going without a charge, I have already made out your room pairings. Now, hold up. You mean to tell me that I wrote in this universe that in a high school field trip to Disney World, they sat down and said, we're going to pair two female high schoolers and 2 male high schoolers to stay in a room together. Do we know what high school kids do? And we're going to put them in a room? Are we trying to facilitate an environment in which teen pregnancy can thrive? Like, everyone was excited. They couldn't wait to see who they were being paired with. Gabriela Montez, Taylor McKessie, Princeton Judd, and Edward Edwards will share a room, Mrs. Id said. Ooh, football captains, Gabriela and Taylor both thought. Amy Brick, Tracy Yellow, Troy Bolton, and Chad Danforth will share a room, Mrs. Anderson said. I think I called her Miss Id before. It's Anderson. I'm not doing this. Ooh, cheerleading captains, Troy and Chad both thought. Now listen, I don't know who Amy Brick or Tracy Yellow are, but they sound like icons to me. Just then, the intercom came on. Mrs. Anderson, Princeton Judd and Edward Edwards have been expelled for things. Just to let you know. Thanks. That came over the intercom, y'all. The entire class heard it. That is so unprofessional, but I'm living for the messiness of this East High that I've created. This is a chaotic East High. It truly is. Well, that changes plans, Miss Anderson said. After a few minutes, she called out the new pairings. The new pairings are Gabriella Montez, Taylor McKessie, Troy Bolton, and Chad Danforth, she said. What? All four yelled. Do you have a problem with the previous line that I just stated? Miss Anderson asked. No, ma'am, but you can't put us with those things, Chad said, referring to Gabriella and Taylor. I personally feel like the general public would have understood that that's who I was referring to without me having to actually say referring to Gabriella and Taylor. I mean, besides Amy Brick and Tracy Yellow, these are the only characters that we know exist in this universe, in this chaotic East High universe. In chaotic Albuquerque. Ugh. They were about to respond when Miss Anderson said, as being paired with those people, you will have to sit with them on the bus and whatnot and such forth. That's not a sentence. Troy will sit with Gabriella and Chad will sit with Taylor. Can this day get any more worse? Taylor asked Gabriella. No, but the grammar can. That was terrible. Terrible on my part. You will ride with your partners in a van to Florida, Miss Anderson said. Now wait a minute. I just previously said, I stated that they will have to sit with him on the bus and whatnot and such forth. I'm assuming on the way to Florida. And then I later say, you will ride with your partners in a van to Florida. So now this makes me think that each hotel room gets their own van down to Florida. I'm loving this universe. This MCU that I'm creating. It's rich. It's full of inconsistencies, and I love it. The bell rang. I will continue the pairings tomorrow. The field trip is next week. Get your stuff packed for 1 week. Wow. Wow. So that's that. Let me know what you think. Am I the next, I don't know, C.S. Lewis, J.K. Elliott, T.K.K. Tolkien? What was that man's name? The Lord of the Rings chick? Anyway, I can't wait to tear this apart with all of you. I'm uncomfortable, so I'm doing dumb stuff like this. I'm scratching my neck. I'm not trying to seduce the masses, even though I do have... This is buttoned up, by the way. I always see a button for cleavage that I don't have. Anyway, I'm just going to end this video because I'm very uncomfortable and it's showing. So subscribe to me. I'm poor. Just do whatever you want to in the comments. I don't give a flying flip, okay? And I will see y'all next time. Peace. Woo!